women take advice from women and ruin their relationships.
I'll agree.
And some of those women is your sister. Some of those women are your sisters. Some of the sisters. Some of those women are your parent or parents, or just your best friends. And when you have a woman who may be and or uneducated on how marriage works or a relationship dynamic works, and they give you advice, they put you in a position where your back's going to be against the wall in situations that you probably didn't want to do, and ultimately a failed relationship, whether it be a marriage or whatever. And that's exactly what happened. Her mother got involved and said, hey, you should have an escape plan. Although there was no signs of, any like
Foul play.
financial, not just financial threat, but like separation.
Yeah.
Like, she said that he was a good guy. He was never violent, et cetera, et cetera. She was an advocate for him first. And her mom said, hey, well, you should always have an escape plan no matter what, which means that in her mind, she was never thinking about this. So now it's a woman putting another bug in her ear, and then she decided to do it. And I agree wholeheartedly with you. It had nothing to do. See, men, we really operate most times on a principle level. It has nothing to do with the fact that you had the money and you saved the money. It had everything to do that you had the money. It was your quote unquote escape plan. I never knew about it, and you've watched me struggle working 2 jobs and door dashing on the off days. So I never have an off day for however long this transpired, if it was 6 months or a year. And then when I say, hey, you know what? I'm willing to still sacrifice myself for you. Let's just downsize so I can afford it and I don't have to kill myself in the process. She refuses to downsize and says, I will go ahead and get a part-time job. Him knowing how much the expenses, I guess, are to upkeep the home that they live in, said it's not going to be enough money. And then she wants to reveal when she got caught. And that's what makes a man never trust you ever again. And once that man never trusts you, especially when it comes to a money situation, when he feels like you've been hiding money, you would never be able to win that man back again.
What if she gives you the money?
Few things. It wasn't hidden. The money was never hidden.
But he didn't know about it.
Yeah, but he did find out about it by going through it.
Yeah, I mean, he could have always checked. All those years, he could have always checked.
She was taking the money out without telling him.
No, that is what we call willful ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
Like, at the end of the day, I don't know shit about how much my Con Ed bill is. But if I want to,
You can go check.
I can go check. I don't even know the total amount of our mortgage. But if I want to, I can go check. That's willful ignorance. That's not even that's not on her. That's on him. Because if you making that much money and you have no accounting of it, then really it just don't matter to you. And that's fine. But that's a risk you take. You have to understand that if you're not looking at your finances, anything could be going on with it.
So basically, don't marry a thieving woman.
She's not.
She's a fucking thief, bro.
It was their joint
He's
account.
married to the woman and she's pulling money out.
It was a joint account.
No,
It was
he
a joint
married,
account.
bro. He married a woman and said, I trust you with the finances. Don't worry about shit. I'ma work. I'ma trust you with the finances. So if I put my trust in you to make sure that you keep the finances and you pulling money out on the low for years, you're fucking stealing.
It's not stealing.
It's stealing.
I don't know. Well, that's the wrong word.
Because I trust you not to do it.
Not stealing.
I trust you to maintain the finances and put them where they belong. Not for you to duck them off in an escape account.
It's not stealing.
Well, yeah, just to be like
She's
accurate.
entitled to half
She
of what
is.
he brings in.
Okay, but
Wouldn't that be her fund then? She didn't need an escape account.
I was about to say, okay,
is part of
so
it.
that
That's
is,
part of it.
I
But
feel
I
like
think
where she's
that-
going
She
wrong.
said escape account
Yeah.
negates the fact that she's married and she's going to get half anyway. I think the fact that she's labeling it an escape account is, I think that's the shady part. But she could have said rainy day. She didn't
No,
say-
it did say rainy day.
no, not to him.
But
No, it
I
said
think
rainy
that-
day
I think
and
either
or
way-
safe one. It said both. But I want to point this out. At the end of the day, you were saying you're blaming friends and mothers and this, that, and the other. At the end of the day,
marriage is
it's
just-
not on them.
Exactly.
It's on her. She took that information and did what she wanted to do. That has nothing to do with her mom, her sisters, or whoever given information that you may deem as bad.
Because
That
she
was
could have
her
easily
decision.
said, Mom, mind your business.
Or she could have said, I appreciate you.
Exactly.
You know,
Some people don't
And
make
imagine
decisions
being with a
from-
woman-
So look. Although yes, there is a level of accountability for the person who does make the decision when they are ultimately the only one in control of that decision. I agree. However, there is a level of influence. And if you are under the influence and you do make a poor decision, then that person who influenced you is part to blame. Not whole, but part to blame. And literally, like, the way I look at both of it is like the mother's a co-conspirator. Like,
Well, that's
how I look
not
at
taking
it. They were a
accountability as a
thief.
man.
The mom is a co-conspirator, and she really.
But the man is not taking accountability.
Her mom said, "Go kill that man." You think the mom is getting locked up?
They share,
killed that
yeah.
man?
That's not taking
No,
accountability.
he did
You
not
should
have
pay
access
attention.
to it.
He said he found out because he went into the account.
She had her own account that she was putting money into. If you're my wife, or even if you're not my wife, whoever you are, and I say, hey, you run the cashier to my storefront, right? You're the cashier. All the transactions are going to come to you, but you're pulling money out the register. You're fucking stealing from the business.
That just goes back to integrity, and I just think is
No, it's not, because he's
No, it's
giving her
because
money
they don't
from the
have
business.
They don't have entitlement to the money from
her
the business.
integrity is questionable.
That's the stealing part.
Yeah, that's
Yo,
from a
are we
business.
stupid or dumb on
Then that's
right now?
stealing.
The business is a whole separate entity.
Where did they get the money from? Where did they get the money from?
Him.
His business. They got the money from his fucking business. The nigga had a business. And then his business, he was giving her the money to run the finances.
No.
Okay, so where did the money come from?
That's different, bro.
Where did the money come from, bro?
You can't be yelling.
Where did the money come from?
Show as hell ain't yelling.
Where did the money come from? Where did it come from?
Okay, if you're trying to say that
Where
she stole
did the
the
money
money
come
from
from?
his job, that's
The money
not.
came from his business. He had a business. Once he had the business, she ran the finances, okay? That means she's taking money from him and or the business.
I don't believe so. Bro.
Okay.
I don't know, but if I'm married to
Are we
someone,
slow right now?
I would have to communicate certain things. Like I would. That's
Absolutely.
like it's
No, well,
wrong.
there's places that she's wrong. She should have communicated with her husband if she was taking
my
money
man
for
is
a different
fucking working
account.
out in the field hard. I'm feeling bad. Like if I love my man, if I'm in this relationship for the right reasons, and that's my husband, I'm like, baby, we got this money saved up. I know, but I don't know. I don't know.
She had
I wouldn't feel right. I wouldn't feel right. Maybe that's my problem because I never put myself before
Yo, why are we
my
reaching?
relationship
It wasn't them,
in that
though.
way, and that's where I fucked up.
Marie,
Baby.
The
can you
thinking
talk to them,
wasn't
please, Marie?
them. Like
Is
the
there
thinking-
like
The stealing
crazy.
from his business, that's
not-
just
wasn't
not,
that.
that's not
I
it.
understand, and maybe that's my problem.
I
but
feel like
just-
we
for
need
me,
to
I
clear
just
that
feel like-
up because that's not it.
Okay, so read it again.
No,
you read
no,
it.
Don't read it again.
I mean, we can
You
read
read
it
it
again.
then.
We have the information.
Read it.
But it's not stealing.
He's
Okay.
considering
They
the
are-
business as he
The
worked.
business was the only source of income they had.
You're not saying a business like as a business. You're saying he worked for that money, therefore he was.
What I'm saying is the money came from
Let
the
him
business.
say it again.
Okay, he owned a business.
Did he own a business?
Yes, he owned a business. And then when he owned the business, that's where the money came from. When he got hurt, then he went and worked at a job once he healed. She worked at a job in the in-between times.
But that's his money, though.
Okay.
And all money that belongs to him belongs to her.
We're not talking about that part. I'm talking about they were together for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do math. They were together for 8 years.
Yeah.
He was injured, right? 2 years, the last 2 years of their relationship.
No, keep talking.
That's what I thought. Yeah, we're talking about salary. He was just making money. He was making good money. He got injured.
I thought that's what we
My
were
whole
all
thing is the
on.
fact that it took him to get injured for you to suggest going back to work and changing up your lifestyle. You didn't. You could have easily downsized right then and there. I think she had many opportunities to say, "Hey, we should change our lifestyle," or "Hey, now I'm ready to." But she decided to work. And did they say with her money as well? They didn't say what she was doing with her money. She was saving her money too.
Well,
It doesn't say.
maybe
It
when
says-
she was probably working when he was hurt, because she was working when he was hurt.
Somebody steal your money
I
before?
think he was cheating.
No, but my thing is like, yo, you can't get married and
because
put
you
an escape
can't.
plan.
Yeah, I
You can't
agree.
get married and put an escape plan and then say my money is your money and your money is my money, but yeah, you're hiding money.
I don't know. You're married. I don't know. You
what
don't have your own. You have,
you a man or a woman. You a damn fool if you don't have something to yourself.
and that's where I would be.
But-
I'd be a damn fool.
No,
Be
it's
like,
not
baby.
about. So my thing is, it has nothing to do with not having anything to yourself. It has everything to do with how you go about getting what's for yourself. And if you go by taking money out when nobody is knowing, especially if I put you in a position to run the finances because I'm trusting you to run the
If
finances.
she was on a stipend or getting an allowance, I think it would
That's
be
different.
like understanding. It would be different. But she's
Can I say
know.
something?
I don't know. That's
well,
just
can
my
I
thought
can I
process.
give like a simple, comparison? If she was also working, right? And the same thing applies, your money is my money. So every paycheck we're sharing both paychecks, right? And she decides with her paycheck, I'm going to take out $200 and put it into an account for myself because I need something for myself. Are we looking at her the same way?
You said if
she
they're
worked
both
for it.
working or if
You're talking
just
about the money that she worked for, then we're not looking at.
yeah,
the
that's
same way.
different. That's a totally different situation.
No, but her money's his money, her money.
No, but in that situation, he was the only one working. So that's where it's different because I'm the one busting my ass, sacrificing my health.
But
I'm the
it
one
was
that's out in these
your
streets.
idea that I be a stay-at-home
But
wife.
this is the thing. That's all null and void. That's all.
Every single opportunity that I could, I
You
offered
are my
to work.
fucking wife or my husband, bitch.
And you chose
You
to stay
are
home.
my motherfucking partner.
I didn't.
You're my
You suggested
family.
it, and every
You're my family,
opportunity
though.
I
In
those
offered
words,
to
you made
work.
That
a
is the
choice.
problem. You're my family. You are my family. You're my wife. We share a home. Like, there's no reason why you shouldn't consider me the way you consider yourself. That's just how I look at it. Like, if you and I are in a partnership and we're family and we share a home and like we're our finances are together and I'm making sure you good. If I'm making sure you good and I'm telling you not to work, this conversation should not be hit. It needs to happen. This conversation needs to happen because why the fuck are you hiding money when I'm out here in the field making sure you live in a comfortable life?
Okay,
I feel
Jada,
like
I
that's
want to ask you
disrespectful.
something personally, only
Fuck.
because I know you were always like rich guys, broke guys. They always dog me out.
No, I didn't. I wasn't saying that. No,
Hold on,
no,
you did.
no.
Hold on, you did.
No, I said they all do the same shit.
Okay.
To this day, baby, like, no, I have a great relationship with my baby dad. I don't know what
I'm
kind
not
of
talking about
story
him.
I put out.
I'm just
but I don't-
I'm just talking about.
Listen, I be just talking off of my friends, my family, other situations. I just be talking off of just being a woman. Just go ahead
Yeah.
and ask
Okay.
me, though.
So broke niggas, rich niggas, someone who's looking out for you doesn't matter.
And when you say niggas, we talking about all races because every race got niggas.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't know I had to specify that. But any security for yourself, are you not going to make sure that you have that? Because it could be someone that you feel like is looking out for you, but then they can turn around and cheat on you, or they want somebody younger or somebody better, they think, or now they're leaving you, and what do you have?
She was
I fuck
saying
with
there were
you.
no red flags though.
Alimony.
I don't think there has to be a red flag.
It doesn't have to be.
You can't
any
ask
red
me that
flags.
question
you
because-
you can think that this person is so great because they've been looking out for you and they've held you down and they've made sure you were so good. They wanted you to be a stay-at-home and they were so perfect for so many years. Then all of a sudden there's a switch, and now we're not together anymore.
Didn't happen. One. Secondly,
There wasn't a switch in this
there
situation.
was nothing wrong. You failed to communicate.
And in my situation, there was a switch, but I'm still
Saying
taken
you
care
could
of.
have communicated
Just
that,
so
hey,
we-
listen, I want something for myself.
I agree.
I mean,
You didn't
should've said
communicate,
something.
and you also there
He
was
wasn't
nothing
dogging
wrong.
her.
I feel like we're all in agreement that she should have communicated.
She should
Let
have
me just
communicated.
put that out
Simple as
there.
that.
Yes, communication.
She should have communicated.
Lack of communication shows and dictates exactly what it is defined as. If you communicated it and then I had a disagreement or whatever, but you still went about it, is entirely different than me just doing something. And not only did I do something, I did it for years. And not only did I do it for years, even when push came to shove and we had nothing, and I was at a point where we can't afford this home, you still didn't
Watch
come.
me struggle.
You still didn't come to the surface and say, "Well, guess what? I did save some money throughout the time frame of you working, and I was staying at home." You didn't even offer that, and then in fact, you gave a separate solution to hide that again. You gave a separate solution, like,
just
"Yo, let
being
me go back
open
to
and
work,"
honest.
and he's like, "Well, that's still not going to cover the bills. So let me actually see where my money's been going, because maybe I've been mismanaging the money." Right? So then he starts checking where his money is going. And then long and behold, oh wait, huh? What happened? There's 750 here, 750 here, 750 here. Oh, but now it's 200 here, 200 here.
In a
What's going
relationship,
on?
cool. In a sugar daddy situation, in a motherfucking a relationship where I'm just getting an allowance or a stipend, all right, cool. But in a marriage, I just see it differently.
Why are you marrying somebody you can't trust?
Exactly. That's just the way I see it.
Why are you marrying somebody you can't trust?
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that clip, make sure you check out the full episode on YouTube.
All the full episodes are there, so check it out.